Welcome to another edition of the Bloody Legends with Jai, that Aussie metal guy, Jim Taylor. You know what to do. Be a legend and hit that like and subscribe. G'day, how are you going? It's time for another edition of the Bloody Legends. Myself, Jai, that Aussie metal guy, my awesome co-host, Jim Taylor. Today, we will have guests, Modern Mimes popping in, but I did have a couple of articles I want to cover. It is July 1st here in Australia, so fucking happy July 1st or whatever you want to say.
Sir.
It's been a big week with some music stories, which I do want to acknowledge the passing also of Ryan Sue of Polaris, Australian heavy metal band, guitarist who recently passed. A lot of posts about that as well. So my thoughts go out to all his loved ones and his family, everyone in the band and anyone else. So thoughts are definitely with you as well. So definitely a big loss to the music industry as well, losing him. And I couldn't start the show without acknowledging that one as well. How have you been, man? What's been happening?
Brother, I'm wonderful. I love you, and it's so good to see you. And yeah, dude, everything's awesome.
It's good. Did you? This is one you probably didn't catch though. System of a Down with the Guinness World Records are trying to set. It's next Saturday over here in Australia. We're trying to break the very metal Guinness record for the most people headbanging simultaneously to System of a Down's. Yep.
Right.
Sony Music Australia is hosting the event. It is for System of a Down. I believe it is for their album, their anniversary of their self-titled debut album. Today.
Oh, for the first record.
Yesterday was the 25th anniversary, which would be the 30th over there in the US, 30th of June.
Yes, sir.
So they're trying to get as much metalheads as they possibly can. That is over at Sydney's Enmore Theatre, courtesy of Sony Music Australia. I hope we get it. That'll be pretty cool. Have all those people headbanging in there.
That'd be rad.
Down.
in unison, like that's very cool. Okay, in unison, I get it.
I did see something. ABC have got something with a whole heap of drummers drumming like one of their bloody
cool
themes, which is cool. Just a shit ton of drummers kind of drumming to their ABC theme, which is really bloody cool because drummers don't get enough attention.
No,
they're usually hitting out the back there. Fucking the backbone of the band as well. Bandcamp. I did mention Bandcamp before, man. We have the 10 Ton Mojo interview yesterday. We're doing Modern Mimes today, but I was fucking quite surprised when I jumped over and seen they were on Bandcamp. So I was actually able to grab their album as well, which works out really bloody well for me because I do bring it up a lot for people like who don't realize if you're only listening to Spotify, that's like this tiny little bit supporting the band and you're supporting the fucking corporation with this amount. You know what I mean? So if you really want to support bands, you got to get over there and, you know what I mean, go down other avenues, jump on their website, which 10 Ton Mojo have, buy some merch or grab some albums. I'm a real fucking Bandcamp nut, mate. I've got like 518 odd albums over on Bandcamp because I'm like, oh yeah, Bandcamp, go buy it. And I do want to mention a special shout out. Have you ever heard of Aussie metal band Lord? Lord, Lord.
I apologize, and I apologize to Lord, and I'll hit you up. I have not,
you brother. I'm
sorry.
No, you're gonna love them. They recently done a big Bandcamp sale as well.
I'm gonna hit them up and
do it, bro. You're gonna fucking love them. They played Prog Power over in the US. Fucking killed it, man.
Nice.
They're unreal, man. They're one of, in my opinion, one of Australia's top fucking heavy metal bands that need to be known a lot more. Like we've got our Near Obliviscaris, we've got our Parkway Drive, Polaris, as I mentioned, North Lane, which you mentioned with the 10 Ton Mojo. There's so many great bands here in Australia.
I gotta call this out. So I am my brother's half a world away. I'm in Pennsylvania. Every Australian band, and you see I'm wearing AC/DC. Every Australian band is like you guys have next level shit. Not only actors, but you've got the rock scene. You've got Parkway Drive. You can't mention AC/DC without mentioning Rose Tattoo.
Rose Tattoo, thank you. Angry Anderson.
Dude.
That was always my
Angry
nickname
Anderson,
in
man.
football, having the last name Anderson. Cunts would just go angry.
Oh, dude. Listen, sir, if you would even view us, we would love to interview you. So Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is a killer movie for me, but I thought you were the baddest mofo on the planet with the kabuki mask, sleeve tattoos, and then an auntie, listen to the law. That was bad as and I was gonna say much respect and rest in peace to the Queen, Miss Tina Turner.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I she was so hard rock.
She was unreal.
You know what I mean? Unreal.
Yeah.
And
I really dug that cover that Ghost done of We Don't Need Another Hero.
Oh, so dude,
I dug the hell out of that, man. So a couple of people were like, but I dig the hell out of Ghost. I'm a Ghost tragic, right? Man. I think as a rock band, they are unreal. You stack them up against anyone else, second to none. They are just fucking
absolutely
unreal,
sir.
man.
Absolutely.
So I'm absolutely a big fan of Ghost and what they do. Unbeknownst, like Guns N' Roses, we were talking about like old classic rock bands with the
for sure.
And it had me. I did see some stuff pop up about their Glastonbury headlining set on the 25th of June, which wasn't too long ago. I actually went and had a look at it. It was fucking bad. Like the band were good, playing their heart out, Slash, the rest of the guys. And then Axl starts singing and you're like, oh my fucking God, this is horrible. And they're like,
I haven't seen it.
I had to see it because I was going to talk about this because it was interesting because people were going to pay to see these huge bands just because of the name and the album they brought out 30 fucking years ago, thinking it's going to have that same feel and vibe. And where I was pointing out that we have so many great rock bands coming through now that that do have that feel, do have that vibe, and capturing their fucking moment right bloody now, not trying to live the same moment that they had 30 fucking years ago. Right. Due respect to them, that was great. But I just find people keep feeding this and then they fucking go, oh, wow, okay, that was shit before. Get behind the rock bands now and some of the great albums that are being made now and bands that are having their moment now. And people are fucking missing it, going along expecting to get that from Axl bloody Rose. If you haven't worked that out already, it's not going to happen. Here we go. We have Modern Mimes jumping in.
I'm so excited.
Here we go.
So I'm Ernesto. This is Aussie. We're just setting up a light. Wow, thanks for that.
Wow.
Police officer in the back with the torch. Hello, I don't have anything. It's all good. As we have Modern Mimes jumping in, we have Arianie.
Everybody's red. You guys are all red right now for some reason.
Awesome.
I like it. I'm digging it. I'm digging the vibe already. All right, slowly this time, please. Let's see if this works better. I know it's probably
the light.
Yeah.
No light.
Oh, the lights. Oh, it's dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll make it work.
Okay. Well, no, she's changing the battery right now. Bear with me.
Did you send it
No, it's cool, man.
Oh fuck, I forgot to send it to Justin.
I like that. No.
That is perfect. The light there,
That's
guys.
perfect,
as
dude.
we done.
Oh, it works good. Okay.
Light adjustment. Modern Mimes. We have Arianie, pardon me, and Ernesto of Modern Mimes. And Jim recently played with you guys as well. He was really excited about getting this interview in with the bloody legends. Very nice to meet you all as well.
Nice to meet you, man. And good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Nice surprise here. Very cool.
Yes, sir. Ma'am.
Yeah.
I like your teacup. What are you sipping out of the teacup there?
Some espresso.
Some Cuban coffee, baby.
Oh, wonderful. Awesome.
That's what I could do. It's about 10:30 in the morning. A nice Cuban coffee would actually be fucking unreal for, I think, to keep me going. Modern Mimes, first off, guys, can you tell us a little bit about kind of where you started?
Yeah, I mean, so funny enough, we actually started as a duo. You know, we're from the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, and it just kind of came about where we were just like, oh, let's just kind of write some songs and see what happens, and maybe play some acoustic gigs, which we did. You know, we did some acoustic stuff at restaurants and whatnot, some cover songs, and then we kind of just started writing our own stuff. And we started touring. What year was that? I want to say 2017 was our first tour. We did it as a duo. We had like electronic drums and like drum machines and whatnot. Our music style was a little different than what it is now. And then just kind of slowly progressed into what you hear these days from us. And we got a drummer, which kind of, fit the puzzle very well. So yeah, that was kind of our beginnings, man,
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a very trying time, but also a time that for a lot of growth for the band as well, because you did have that album Wake Up in the Grey. Was it 2000 2008, 2017 and 2018, pardon me. Right. You can kind of hear the growth through the band from that first album through to now. Definitely would have helped a lot playing all those shows, I dare say, you know what I mean? Clubs, bars, learning the audience and how to perform live. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's funny you say that. Our second show as Modern Mimes ever was actually a huge festival right on the beach down here with WEEZER and the Killers. And we were just like, what? This is our second show?
That's cool.
Oh, we were freaking out.
Jump right into
Yeah,
crazy experience.
We got thrown in the mix there, and we didn't even know what was happening. And we're just like, yeah, we're gonna do that. And it ended up being killer. So then we played two more years after that. So that was cool.
That would have been a hell of an experience to just be put on that festival for your second show. And no matter which way you cut it, open your eyes, you get to a lot more fans as well. People coming along and never hearing you and just coming along to that set as well and going, fuck, blown away. And you picked up a fan for the rest of your days there.
Absolutely. And it's funny because we always joke about the fact that we never really play Florida that often anymore. But we should. I don't know what it is, but I guess we have more of a following in like the Midwest and the southern states, Mississippi and Louisiana and stuff. So we're always for some reason trekking over those ways. But for some reason we just haven't played too many shows down here. But I think we should. I think we should start kind of like giving it to our hometown a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, speaking of live shows, you just played a show with Lenne as well, which Jim was really excited to talk about. Tell us a little bit about that show, guys. Everybody.
Oh, dude. It was killer, man. It was killer. We played Zen West once before on the previous tour, and we loved the venue. And we this time around we played with not that we didn't play with talented bands before, but this time around stuck out just because every single band that played that day just blew us away, man. It was just awesome.
It was a great lineup.
Great lineup. Lenne was freaking incredible. It was such a fun. It was such a fun show, and we actually really want to do it again very soon.
Yes, sir.
And we told this gentleman to keep in touch, man, because we'll be doing some more stuff in the near future. So.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to embarrass you, but I'm going to.
Go for it.
Your intensity, it was so funny. So me, Lenne, Mike, Steve, and Rob, we were there in front of you. You headbanged so hard that Ernesto cut himself on his eye with the headstock. That's how hard. I'm not gonna curse, but this mofo played. And you guys, there was so much passion and what you guys did, and that was so cool to us. I not to be like a Tinder account, but I think we should tour the earth.
I'm right there with you, man.
I think that would be a great.
That's the power of music, though. It just takes you away to that moment. It doesn't matter if you're cracking your eye with your guitar. You're still,
dude.
Totally.
I don't remember. I barely remember doing it. I'm pretty sure during the last song, I was probably bleeding profusely. I had no idea.
You were.
I was. And then,
speaking of which, the shirt.
Oh yeah,
the shirt that he used.
I have it right here,
covered in blood,
and it didn't really it didn't wash off too good.
There it is.
It's still there.
Pretty well, because it was covered.
You probably can't see it, but yeah, it's still kind of bloody. So.
It's spotted.
Yeah. So because that's what I used at the end of the show. I had nothing else, so I'm like, to put the shirt on my eye. Everybody's like, "Do you need ice. I'm like, nah, I'm good. We're fine.
I'm good.
This is metal.
Right, that's right. Oh yeah.
So the latest single, Heavy Heart, tell us a little bit about that one, because I've been
Indeed.
playing that and I've got that queued up again for the show later on the radio. Really, really killer track too.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Indeed.
That's one for her.
Yeah. So Heavy Heart. It's funny because that song kind of was going in a different direction before, and sometimes when I write, it's kind of like, all right, this is it, and I'm pretty stubborn about it. But for some reason, that song, it wasn't quite there yet, and I had to kind of rewrite it. And just so happened, like in my life, there's a lot of stuff going on, and my grandmother passed away last November. So really, thank you. And
that hit you hard.
That hit me really, really hard. And that song was really written more as a way for me to deal with it and like let my emotions out in a therapeutic way. So yeah, it's, with a heavy heart, basically, like, not to
no pun intended.
No pun intended, but yeah.
No, beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks that, anybody, we've all gone through that time in our life where we've lost someone special. And as Jim said, my heart goes out to you as well for losing your grandma. It's always tough to lose anyone in your life, but a track like Heavy Heart is one you can put on, and no matter who you are, you can really relate to this track, because we've all had a heavy heart as well. And it would have been really great to kind of have that film clip to go along with it, but not only that film clip, but also all the views on it, you know what I mean? Because it's like 15,000 views on there. And once you get to a certain point, you all got to hit subscribe as well, you fucking 15,000 viewers. Hit the sub button.
Yes.
Don't forget to do that for them. You know what I mean? It's going to be good knowing that you're getting all those ears around the track and also acknowledgement of how good it is.
Thank you.
Indeed.
I appreciate that, man.
Indeed. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's definitely one we're going to be playing out quite a bit, because it's already kind of become like a staple in our set list, you know what I mean? Also, just a little reminder for everybody is we actually have a remix of that song coming out. Actually a fan of ours who's a DJ out of nowhere was just like, hey guys, do you mind if I mess with this? Do you mind if I remix this? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, and he's like, send me the
so cool.
Oh yeah, it's actually out already on SoundCloud, but we're gonna be working on like a little video collaboration thing to officially release it. I'll go ahead and send you guys after this. I'll send you guys a link to it so you guys can check it out. It's really, really cool, and we're looking forward to putting it out. So, yeah.
Yeah, how good are platforms like that, though? It's always good to have your listens up on Spotify, but it's also good when people jump over to those platforms like Bandcamp or, Google, buy the music, or you got a website as well, guys?
Yes, absolutely. modernmimes.com, man. We have everything on there, videos, music. We have stuff for sale, and I always tell people you can literally Google Modern Mimes and all our stuff pops up first, which is
that's
cool.
what I was doing right then as I was chatting to you.
Yeah.
The joys of computers. I'm like, it's up on Bandcamp. I was having to talk about that as well. It is good. I do try and bring it up to people that merch and playing live shows is kind of the lifeblood of the scene now, because you used to be able to sell albums and that, and people fucking scratch their head now, because that was what we do. I still do it. I go buy vinyl and albums and jump onto Bandcamp, because I realized that's what it's all about, you know what I mean? But for bands like you guys, playing live and getting out there to the fans is like kind of lifeblood to the band as well, and making new albums and kind of injecting that blood back into the band, where you can go into a recording studio, or yes, you can use the money to make a great film clip like Heavy Heart as well.
Right. It's definitely
it's a balancing act, because
it is.
At the level we're at right now, we're not able to do this full time. Like, we have to come back home and work day jobs immediately. Like, I had to work 9 days straight, and I'm like, I need a day off. I'm still exhausted from the.
And we have so much shit to do still that's like band related, that we're just like, man, if only we just didn't have to fucking work every day.
How do you juggle that? How do you juggle that? You know what I mean? Like the work and the the will to want to, you know, make music, but you've also got a family as well. So you're juggling family, you're juggling work,
A lot of this.
Back to the
A
coffee.
lot of this. It really does help. No, yes, you're absolutely right, man. It's difficult, man. It's hard. Being in. It's funny because there's so many bands right now. There's a lot of bands out there. But at the same time, it's like, it's so difficult to do this. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, how do all these bands get, do all this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Yeah. But, and don't get me wrong, I think it's phenomenal that there are so many musicians and bands that are able to do these kind of things, man. And that there's platforms like yours and people like you that show so much interest and actually really push, bands that maybe haven't been heard by millions of people just yet. You know what I mean? So it's definitely cool.
Yeah, well, that's always been a joy for me, and I know it is for Jim. But like, I'm like Halloween, they were just inducted to the Hall of Music of Fame. I've chatted to them, Immolation, Max Cavalera, Modern Mimes. For me, it's always been about, and I'm sure you guys, it's always just about the art and getting the bands and the music out there, because I know what a struggle it is. That's why I kind of feel for a lot of bands, because I have the same kind of struggle. If it wasn't for the cancer, I'd be working and then coming home and doing this as well. It's like we all do this for the love of it, and some people don't realize sometimes that support is
correct.
Just that little like, or you jump over, you buy an album, or you buy a shirt at a show. That support is everything to a band. It doesn't matter if it's a big band or a little band. If you love your band, get behind them and support them.
Indeed.
That's 100% correct, man. And I still wish that vinyl and CDs were like the hot thing. You know what I mean? Because I remember back in the day, bands used to wait like a year or two before putting out a record or putting out an album, and then people would get so excited to drive to the store and buy it and pick up your physical copy, look at it, open it up, and put it in the play. You know what I mean? I miss that so much.
Even lining up at shows for concert tickets. Now it's all bloody digital. You go line up at a
all
show
digital.
or something.
You have an app. You have an app for it on your phone now. It's super simple. You know what I mean? But I miss that too. I miss lining up for tickets, or there used to be a Sears that had a little Ticketmaster little box office kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
And people would to that too, and I remember that, dude. I miss those days so much, man. I really do.
Yeah, definitely. Tell us a little bit about how you first started playing, Ernesto. Was it guitar, bass, drums? What did you? Because you multi-talented there.
Actually, it was well, I appreciate that, man. And it was actually drums, the first instrument. I was like 5. Back in the day, my dad is a guitar player as well, and he was always in cover bands and stuff like that. And I was always that annoying little kid that would interrupt their practice and just want to bang on the drums, you know what I mean? So I kind of picked that up at a young age. And then I got into guitar because I like the fact that I could write songs. You know what I mean? I can compose actual melody and structure out songs and stuff like that. And then I just kind of stuck with it, man. And then, playing it, I can play bass. I'm not the best bass player because I don't consider really myself a bass player per se, but I do play bass. But guitar is my main thing. I love it so much, dude. I try to play as often as I possibly can. Unfortunately, with work after this tour, I haven't been able to sit down and actually jam, but that's going to change tomorrow. I'm going to get right back on there and just keep jamming. So and then the double neck guitar bass thing, for anybody that's wondering, was kind of by accident. It was something that I kind of spoke into existence. Her and I were talking when we were a duo, and I'm like, man, out of nowhere, I was just like, man, I wonder if I could play bass and guitar at the same fucking time. A couple months later, one showed up at the doorstep. She bought it for me for my birthday. And ever since then, it was like, okay, I guess I got to figure out how to do this. So,
your 30th birthday, I remember.
For my 30th, thanks for aging me. I appreciate that.
Which was last week.
Right.
Yeah. I appreciate you, sir. You are the man. I love it. Next time I'm in Australia, I'm bringing you some Cuban coffee, brother.
Nice.
I mean, Ari, can you tell me a little bit about your journey, kind of when you started singing as well?
Indeed.
Sure. I was about 4 years old, I think, when my family discovered that I can actually sing. They overheard me like singing some ballad, and I just kind of never stopped singing. And then when I was about 16 years old, I really wanted to write, and so I was like, okay, I need to learn an instrument. I tried to play piano, but I wasn't very good at coordinating both hands at the same time. So I was like, okay, let's try something a little simpler. So I said guitar, and I took guitar lessons for 2 years, learned a little bit of that, and then learned enough where I was like, okay, and I can play a song now, and I can write, and that was really what was my main focus, was writing, and I just never stopped writing.
Oh, nice. A couple of influences, and people have kind of inspired you in your journey so far.
Let's see. For me, I at a young age, man, like I said, my dad's a guitar player, so I got to listen to, like, the 80s hair metal stuff. You got your Guns N' Roses and Winger and Whitesnake and all that good stuff. I did enjoy it, but the thing that kind of took me on this weird journey was bands like Typo Negative and like White Zombie and like the dark stuff, Ministry, and
yes,
it's very, very dark. Like, it just, I don't know what it was. I think as a kid, I kind of enjoyed being scared. And honestly, I'm talking young. I'm talking like 5, 6 years old. I kind of got this kind of scared feeling, like when like 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, I kind of like this. This is weird. And I kind of tried to hide it from my dad, because my dad was like very guitar-esque, like Van Halen kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So
sure.
So yeah, those are pretty much my influences, man. And don't get me wrong, I like a lot of different music, but if I had to pick like a certain genre, it'd probably be like, like the dark gothic metal industrial kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That Ministry album with Jesus Built My Hot Rod, I remember having that on Walkman. I'm aging myself now. Tape cassette.
That's all right. This is what we're about. It's bound to happen no matter what. It's all good.
And
beautiful.
I love that, man. Like the screams and the industrial, and I had the White Zombie album as well. That was so fucking good. Astro Creep 2000, Monkey Brains.
Oh god.
Oh, dude, those albums were definitely the same.
They're timeless for me, dude. They never get old.
Yeah.
To me, they just aged so well. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know, man. Yeah.
And then coming across like bands like Sevendust as well at that time, I was like heavily into them.
Right now. That's my favorite band right now. I've loved Sevendust for so long, and I know Jim, you and I were talking, and I kind of freaked out a little bit when you told me that you're in touch with these guys and you've actually jammed and stuff like that. That's really,
our. I got to say, it's my boss, man. I Imagine Records, Sevendust.
Cool guys.
He's not only our boss, our collaborator. So
I think it's only Morgan I haven't interviewed from the band as well, Morgan. So heads up, you got to get on, bro.
Hell yeah!
I've interviewed LeJean and John as well. I think it's Morgan.
Get out! Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
Oh
I've already interviewed John. And
he hasn't said anything.
Sevendust as well.
That's cool.
And John, both really, really cool guys as well. So what's next for Modern Mimes? What do you got on the that you can talk about? Because I know promo is a big thing these days. What's on the cards for you guys?
We can definitely talk about it, man. We have a little run in basically the end of July. We're going out with a band called Seventh Day Slumber. We're going to be doing some shows with them in Louisiana and Texas. And then we actually have a Halloween cruise that we're going to be doing at the end of October, leading into the early November, and that's going to be really cool. There's going to be some good bands on there. We got a couple more singles that we're going to be releasing. We don't have a date for them just yet, but it is coming soon. Some more videos to film, and then that's kind of leading us into next year. And as of right now, next year we're probably just going to look into writing more music, recording more music, and doing some more touring. So
staying busy.
Try to stay busy. That's pretty much the name of the game, right?
Indeed.
You can't stop.
No, you definitely got to keep busy. Jim, did you have anything else you'd like to add in there, my friend?
No.
Yeah, this is all yours, mate.
You got me tongue-tied, man.
I know.
No, I'm good.
I can talk all day.
Well, and I try not to be annoying, so it gives me anxiety very badly. It was the coolest thing ever playing with you guys is Zen West. And
Thank you. Likewise, man.
Anytime, anywhere. I know I can speak for my boys, but we would love to open for you guys. Like the intensity, not only the intensity, the melody that you guys had, and then watching you switch between bass and guitar on a double neck guitar was incredible. And it was just so, there was so much there was a level of forgive me, I lost it for a minute. Not only the musicality, but the atmosphere that you guys create is incredible. It's not only heavy music, but it has elements of classical music where it's just very enveloping. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but anyway.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
I appreciate it, man. No, that means a lot, man.
I'll take that.
We'll definitely take that, man. And absolutely, we'll definitely do some stuff together, man. Your band was freaking great. I was actually looking into the amps, the guitar amps that somebody was telling me about that day. I forget the gentleman's name, but that's one of the things that stuck out. He makes his own amps, which is super cool.
Yeah. Oh God. And I'm gonna apologize them when I email them, but it was the band that was between us.
Yes. I was looking at that, and anytime I see those videos, it reminds me of that show, and it reminds me of you guys and everybody. It was such a killer night, dude.
It was awesome. We need to do this again. We need to tour the world. So.
And we do. and we will catch up again too for the podcast, guys. Absolute pleasure. The latest single is Heavy Heart. It did come out in May, but there's a whole stack of other great music on there. Down and Dead, My Ruin, Virtual, Seek and Hide, Face Down, Eye of the Storm, Karmic Fortune, the albums The Grey and Wake Up. Get it in the stereos. Crank it up really loud. The neighbors going to want to hear it. Last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you two would like to add in there as well.
Man, thank you for having us. Yeah, man.
We really appreciate you taking the time to get to know us and get to know the music.
And Jim, keep rocking and keep being who you are. You're awesome, my friend.
Oh God, I appreciate it.
Of course.
Eternally screaming. I'm sorry.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.